Welcome to the deep dive. So, if you've been plugged into financial news lately, you've probably caught wind of Crypto Week, right? And a lot of the spotlight seems to be shining on the Genius Act.
Yeah.
It's really focused on stablecoins, those digital assets pegged to traditional currencies. Yeah. And their potential to really shake up things like payments, remittances, even member rewards. It sounds pretty massive.
It absolutely points to a significant shift, yeah. And the focus on the Genius Act, well, it's understandable. But our sources are suggesting there's another piece here, a quieter, but maybe just as crucial piece to this whole puzzle that hasn't gotten the same airtime. It's called the Clarity Act.
Clarity Act, okay.
Right. So while Genius is sort of tackling the how institutions can build with stablecoins, Clarity gets at something, well, much more fundamental for the whole sector.
Okay, interesting. So let's unpack this a bit. If Genius helps institutions, build with stablecoins, what are these fundamental questions the Clarity Act is asking? Questions you're saying might be even more critical. What's our mission for this deep dive then?
Well, our mission today is really to show why this Clarity Act is the essential foundation, the piece that's often overlooked. It answers the really basic questions. What exactly are these digital assets? And critically, who regulates them? Because without that clarity, it's like trying to build a house in a thick fog. Innovation just stalls.
Yeah, you can imagine.
And until now, the whole financial sector, but maybe especially credit unions, they've been stuck trying to operate in this legal gray zone.
That regulatory limbo.
Yeah,
that must be incredibly frustrating for institutions wanting to innovate. We've heard about it for years. This constant uncertainty. Is this token a security? Is it a commodity? Who's watching over custody? You can see how that lack of clear boundaries would just paralyze things, even when members are clearly asking for faster, more digital options.
Precisely. And the Clarity Act aims to tackle this head on. It proposes a clear framework, for classifying digital assets and then assigning specific oversight responsibilities. This isn't just about staying out of trouble. It's about enabling institutions to actually move forward, to build and scale innovation with confidence.
Okay, that makes sense. But why does this regulatory clarity matter so much for credit unions specifically? I mean, they don't have the huge resources, the armies of lawyers that big banks do to navigate this kind of fuzziness.
Exactly. That's the key point. Credit unions need clear, consistent rules that fit with their cooperative principles, with the trust they have with their members. Without clear rules, trying out new technologies becomes this really high-risk gamble for them. So clarity, for credit unions, it's not just about compliance. It's really an enabler.
An enabler.
Oh.
Okay. So practically speaking, beyond just compliance, what kinds of things could this clarity unlock for credit unions? What tangible opportunities does it open up for them to compete better?
Well, think about payments. With Clarity, they could confidently offer instant blockchain-based payments. That dramatically cuts down the reliance on slow, legacy systems. Imagine a small business owner not waiting days for a check, or families sending money across borders without those huge fees. It's not just faster, it's a real boost to cash flow, financial inclusion. It's like upgrading from dial-up to fiber for your money.
Right, a huge leap. And it probably goes beyond just payments, too.
Oh, absolutely. They could deploy secure, private permission networks. Think of these as sort of controlled, secure blockchains just for them and authorized partners. They could use these to store sensitive member transaction data compliantly. And think about KYC, know your customer. Anyone who's filled out onboarding forms knows how painful that can be. Imagine using on-chain identity solutions, verifying members securely, cutting down fraud, and just simplifying that whole process for everyone involved.
And I guess this could also open doors for maybe more innovative member engagement, like reward.
Exactly right. It would allow them to experiment with things like programmable, interoperable, tokenized member rewards. By taking away that regulatory ambiguity, Clarity gives them the confidence to explore these innovations without constantly looking over their shoulder, fearing regulatory whiplash.
So it really sounds like if the Genius Act is about building the new fancy car, the Clarity Act is actually paving the roads. Does that sound right?
Yes.
It's the critical, maybe less flashy, but absolutely essential infrastructure that makes the whole journey possible for credit unions.
That's a great analogy. It's the key to unlocking secure network sharing between them, enabling those real-time payments we talked about, using on-chain identity to fight fraud, and delivering tokenized assets in a way that regulators actually understand and hopefully support.
Right. So in essence,
yeah, while the market and maybe the headlines often chase the shiny, visible innovations, the Clarity Act is that foundational bedrock. It's what allows credit unions to confidently build their future using blockchain technology.
Okay. And that maybe leads us to a final thought for you listening. How often do we tend to focus on those visible, maybe flashy innovations, and maybe overlook the crucial foundational elements, the roads, not just the cars that truly make progress and confident adoption possible? It's something to consider maybe when looking at other emerging technologies too.